Hello, my name is Mitschke. I'm from Giesecke and Devrient. I'm here to talk to you about fraud, and I've joining me today Jennifer Premisler from Mastercard. Jennifer, maybe a few words from yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Jen Premisler, I'm the SVP of Fintech Acceleration at Mastercard. We work closely with partners like G&D on a number of things, and we're here to talk about some of them today.
We're here to talk about fraud, yeah? So, talking about fraud, what is Mastercard doing towards that relatively, well, very important topic?
Yeah, so if you think about every time you open a newspaper lately, and for the past few years for sure, you will see issues of fraud, cybersecurity, data breaches. It's really important for all of our joint customers to have really strong solutions to be able to fight that fraud and mitigate as much as they possibly can. There will always be some fraud, but it's important that they do as much as they can. So things like tokenizing as many transactions as possible. That basically credentializes and hides the PAN number, the card number, and allows for lower cases of fraud in a cybersecurity type of attack. Other solutions that we have and we work on together are cybersecurity specific solutions that can help keep the digital presence of that customer and each individual customers of theirs safe. So those are some of the things we think about all the time.
Right, that's very interesting because talking about tokenization and topics around click-to-pay, HCE, MCBP, and so on. So how do you see these enhancing it even further moving forward?
Yeah, so we've had a really long established journey in this space. So in 2013, Mastercard set out the standards for tokenization. And then in 2014, EMBCO adopted them. And then, or actually in 2013 they adopted them. In 2014, we rolled out MDES, which is our tokenization capability that we work really closely on. And from there, experiences, it served two purposes, right? One is to combat fraud and to keep things more secure and increase the approval rates by keeping that fraud down. But in addition, it also allows for all these consumer and even B2B experiences that didn't exist before. So think about the launch of wallets, Apple Pay in particular, but others around the world, experiences that you can now have in mobile applications. Tokenization is a big piece of that, but as you mentioned, our Mastercard cloud-based provisioning is also a big part of that as well. And what that does is it allows companies or financial institutions to be able to create a mobile wallet at about an 80% reduced time to market when they use that solution as opposed to trying to build it themselves. And I know we've been doing a lot of things with our joint customers to help them launch those things. And then you mentioned HCE and some of the other things going on around mobile right now. And so these things all kind of blend together, right? They're all related and yet distinct in some ways, and we work on them all together. Obviously, with Apple's announcement that they're opening up some of the capabilities around secure elements, with regulators in certain jurisdictions requiring some opening as well. That's where you get HCE in Europe. There is a view to helping our joint customers be able to enable their own wallet and applications. And those solutions all together are what we work on to be able to do that.
And just a minor fun fact, we've been doing this together since, what you said, 2014. I think we went out as one of the first commercial rollouts in this space back in Australia.
Yeah, you've been with us since the start, and a very large chunk of the tokenization implementations that Mastercard does globally are done through G&D and partners like yourselves. Being able to bring to bear those capabilities in something that is a bit more holistic and not just the a la carte kind of menu of solutions, and that's where our partnership really comes into play, I think. We can say to joint customers of ours, or even a net new customer of either one of ours, we have a partner who can really help you bring this full functionality to bear. Yes, you can get the tokenization capability of MDES, you can get the capabilities of MCBP, you can get guest checkout through click-to-pay, but if you want to be able to give your customer an end-to-end experience, our partners can help you do that. And you've been doing that for quite some time.
So, what excites you most in the future? I mean, we still see OTPs quite often, and I'm excited to hope that we won't be seeing that anymore, right? So what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, OTPs were a great first step. I think we all were happy we could have some type of authentication in that way when it started. But as we think about evolution at Mastercard, we announced and went live in the last year with our passkey technology. And something that we're working together on now in the future and you have been very integral in your own right at G&D in your passkey technologies. And now we're looking how we do that together. But that really, everything we just talked about on tokenization and guest checkout and mobile creation, this is that next click. So reducing fraud rates, increasing approval rates, great for everybody. Brings economics down, brings just the experience up to a better standard. Passkeys does that even more. Being able to have that authentication, being able to do it in a more seamless way than authentication was done in the past, and particularly on those tokenized transactions, in a technology future-forward way is what we are hyper-focused on at Mastercard and what we're super excited about working together on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jennifer, thank you very much. Looking forward to the collaboration moving forward. Thank you very much for the interview today.
Great to see you.